Hello humans, it's just Martine and welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. It's Monday, March 20th. It's Bailey's birthday. I'm making 2 week-long vlogs simultaneously because one is for Squash That series, but I'm also in the middle of books that do not count for Squash That series, so I thought I'd start this vlog and just hope it goes okay. I actually already have one book to talk to you about because on Saturday night, I finished a book while I was falling asleep because I listened to audiobooks while I fell asleep and I finally finished one, but I forgot to tell my last vlog about it. So I'm gonna tell you that I read A Very Punchable Face by Colin Jost and I gave it 4 stars. I just had a really fun time with it. I think Colin Jost is really funny and it was really interesting hearing about how he started on SNL and how he moved up to doing Weekend Update because I didn't grow up watching Saturday Night Live. Harris, my boyfriend, did. And once we got together, I ended up watching Saturday Night Live a lot more because he would watch it even if it was the next day. And so I've only ever watched it while Colin Jost has been doing Weekend Update with Michael Che. So the fact that Colin Jost did Weekend Update with, I think it was Cecily Strong before, I had no idea about. And about how people hated him for Weekend Update when he first started, I had no idea about. So yeah, that was just really interesting. It is a funny memoir, like he's a funny guy, but I'm not sure anybody who like doesn't watch him on Saturday Night Live would care at all because he does spend a lot of the book talking about SNL. So it's very much for the I'm a guy on SNL, so read about SNL type thing with some funny like personal experiences thrown in. That's my first read and I'll let you know when something interesting happens. Good morning, happy Wednesday. Last night I did end up finishing a book for this vlog. I finished Several People Are Typing, which I found out about because of a video. I think it was maybe the Spring TBR by Books and Lala. Regardless, I found out about it in somebody else's video and they were like told entirely in Slack messages and I was like, sign me up. So I checked it out right away. It's a really short read. It took me like less than 2 hours because it's entirely told in Slack messages. The basic premise is that you're following this work company. I think they do like publicity and you're following all their Slack messages as things happen in the office and one of them gets trapped in Slack, which is just as weird as it sounds. So it's kind of like an absurd piece, like weird things keep happening over this Slack channel and different people do or do not believe it. I do have to say, I don't think the ending was like as satisfying as I wanted it to be. And one thing I didn't see coming at all, I can't decide if that was like me being blind or not a sufficient character build up, like not a sufficient connection between specific characters, but it was so fun anyway that I gave it 4 stars and I'm really glad I read it. The game has changed with Squash That series and so now I might get less reading for this vlog done this week, but I'm still determined to get some done because I have lots of books from the library that I need to read like soon. Hopefully I'll start another one of those soon. Maybe the Nick Stone book I got because that will probably be the quickest of the reads and I need momentum, which is why I read Several People Are Typing. We'll have to see because it's a crazy week over here. I don't know why I thought this is the week that I should do 2 separate vlogs all at once. Don't know why I thought that, but here we are. Let's get it. Thank you.
I know, me too.
Paperback. I'm really happy to be here. So in 2016 or 2017.
Hello friends, it's Thursday night, and as you kind of saw, although my clips are not at all good from it, for a variety of reasons, I went to an author talk tonight by John Green to celebrate the release of the paperback edition of the Anthropocene Reviewed, and everybody there got pre-signed copies, and we listened to him talk about a lot of things, including a very long spiel about tuberculosis because he's very into discussing tuberculosis right now. And he also read some from the book and he answered some questions. And the very first question that he was hit with was like, how do you feel about the book banning that's happening in Florida? Because it was a Florida event. He grew up in Florida and that's what's happening in Florida right now. And he was like, we are starting off. He was also like incredible about keeping to his schedule. He was like, I know a lot of you are probably disappointed that this is an event with just me and not my brother, but I'm actually really glad about it. Not because I don't love my brother, but because I get to keep to the schedule now. And he did. The event ended exactly to the minute at the time that it was supposed to end. So applause to him for that. That made me feel nice that I like knew exactly what was happening he would go to each new section and be like, okay, this is going to take about this amount of time. So he was like, now we have another Q&A section. It's 6 minutes long, and it will be 6 minutes. So that was great. He was really funny, which I don't know why I wasn't expecting that, because I've laughed at a lot of things he said before that he meant to be funny. But yeah, I don't know. But he was also so profound. So basically exactly like he always is online and in his books, both funny and profound. So it was a really enjoyable evening. I went with one of the other book lovers in my program. Yeah, now I have this, which is such a good feeling paperback. And I really love this book. I gave it 5 stars, and I didn't own a copy because I only own a singular copy of a John Green book, and that's my copy of Will Grayson, which I'm pretty sure even that one was slightly destroyed in a flood. To have such a nice copy of his latest book, signed, nice. Nice, and it was super special because one of the chapters that he read from it was the essay about Auld Lang Syne, and he said before he started it that like it was something that he really wanted to read at book events, but when the book came out, it was like the middle of the pandemic, and so he didn't go on a book tour for that. And so this was really one of his first opportunities to actually read that one around other people and do the bit with Auld Lang Syne and We're Here Because We're Here, which has become a real staple for the past few years on his Vlogbrothers videos and a lot of his thoughts on things. So that was really special. We sang that together and had a moment of silence to think about all the people that have brought us to the places that we are in our lives. I couldn't help but also think of all of you in those moments and how you've contributed to where and who I am today. Those of you who've taken a very active role in that, so some of my closer friends here on BookTube, and then those of you who are silent, who only pop in and out for 1 or 2 videos, or subscribe and then watch occasionally, or scroll past me and think, you know, whatever, it's just Martine. For any of those options, any type of person who's interacted with this channel in any way, whether they mean to or not, it has had a profound impact on my life and how I see myself and how I see my future, and has given me a great deal of comfort in a time of my life that has been very difficult at times, including now when I was very homesick today for my family. And so then I had to think about them when we took our moment of silence, and it just felt very right. Thank you for being here, and hopefully the next time I talk to you, I'll have read something. I've been busy reading for Squash That series, and today I didn't read much at all anyway, and now it's past my bedtime, so to bed I will go. Tonight was a really fun night, and I'm glad that I went. Experiences like this are rare, and when you have the opportunity, I'm learning that you should grab them in spite of the guilt or the shame that holds you back from wanting to experience them. It was just really special because John Green made it very clear to all of us how special we all were, how we were a group that had never existed before and would never exist again exactly as we were in that moment. It was exactly what I needed tonight. So thanks to John Green for coming all the way down after he had, I think, like minor surgery 2 days ago. Yeah, okay, bedtime.
Slow down, hold on tight now. It's okay to meet me at the front line. I've got cold feet, winter drives me wild. I can't fly down on the Friday. I was meant to meet you at your mom's house, so I apologize.
Happy Sunday. This morning I finished listening to the audiobook for Beyond the Wand by Tom Felton, which I've mainly been listening to while falling asleep for the past little bit, and I'm giving this 3.5 stars. I thought the beginning was fascinating, and I really loved the last few chapters where he talked about his experiences in rehab and with mood disorders. I thought that was so well done, so well handled, and it was incredible of him to share those experiences. And then I thought the middle was just like, okay. So 3.5 it is, and I honestly don't have that much else to say about it. Today is really all about vibes, and so if I'm not feeling like reading, not gonna. I'm super excited because I get to have my normal Zoom call with my family this weekend. Just feel like it's been a while since I've talked to them, so I'm really looking forward to that and catching them up to speed on everything. Yeah. It's like 8 p.m. and it has just not been a reading afternoon, and that's totally fine. So I'm going to end this vlog here. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below What do you like to do on days when you don't really feel up to reading? And subscribe for more reading, writing, and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!